Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to episode number 3 here with Tools of the Trade with Mike and LeRoy. I know we're going to have some lower viewer counts tonight. We noticed there's a couple bigger YouTube channels that's live right now, so that and combined they've got about 800 to 1,000 people watching them. So we're going to have a lower viewer count, but that's fine. It doesn't matter if we don't get very many. We're thankful for what we got, and we're going to move on because we are a pre-recorded. We focus on after we're done anyway to help pull on the reviews and stuff. But thanks everybody for tuning in, being with us. My name is Michael. I am from a little town of Sandy Hook, Kentucky, hometown of Keith Whitley. I am a full-time eBayer through the week, sports photographer on the weekend, and hopefully I'll be able to share some knowledge with y'all. If y'all have any questions, feel free to drop them over in the comments. If you want to pertain them to either myself or LeRoy, make sure you make that aware as well. So I'll shut up and I'll let LeRoy do his thing.
What's going on, everybody? This is LeRoy Blood from Blood, Sweat, and Sell. I'm a reseller from South Carolina. I sell tools and whatever else I can flip to make a good living. But I really enjoy tools. So, if you guys have any questions or if there's any tools, if we do get a low count today, if there's any tools that you guys want to know about, the few people that are in the chat, this is your day. So,
yeah. If y'all got questions, today would be a good day to ask them because we'll be able to most likely get to them due to our fewer count. But let's run through and let's see who we got here with us tonight. We got Redbeard Treasures, Matt out of Florida there with us tonight. He says, woohoo, let's go. We got the one and only Miss Jennifer Hayes here with us. What's going on, buddy? I'm not doing much. I've got been a busy week, for myself. I've had really good eBay sales. I've been blessed and thankful for that. And I've been working behind the scenes on my photography side, trying to get credentials and trying to get all that stuff ready for the 2021 season. And I received a package today that I am absolutely tickled to share with you all. It's a big achievement for me as a freelance photographer and stuff. So I can't wait to share that news with y'all. Hello, Miss Jean. How are you? She's part of that raid that I had about 3 weeks ago. About 40 or 50 people came in on my 9-hour show, and I gained a lot of subscribers from them, and she's one of the ones that stick around, and she supported me, and she always enjoys the shows. Miss Jennifer Hayes is doing what she always does best. She's sharing them links. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you go to LeRoy's Blood, Sweat, and Sales. Smash that subscribe button. He would greatly appreciate it. We got Mr. Can Man Adventures in here with us watching. He had some heartbreak there beginning of the week. He got his axles and brakes and all that stuff in for his track build that he's doing, and it doesn't fit.
Oh,
so he's got to send that stuff back and try to get some more stuff to try to get that project going. Gene says, don't have really any questions about tools, but I am listening. We're not only about tools. We do everything. It's just what we call it, tools of the trade,
Yeah.
It's kind of not tools related, but it's mainly LeRoy does specifically tools than me. You never know what I'm going to talk about. Last week, I talked about a heat shrink sealing machine. The week before that, I talked about Case XX. Tonight, I'm just going to share some bolos with y'all and stuff like that. So should be a good show. We got 8 people in here with us. Reseller Niche is in here.
Hey, Mo, how are you, buddy?
That's who you do another live show with in the mornings, right?
Yeah, my morning shows with Mo, yeah.
Okay.
Today, I had to cut it early. I didn't feel well this morning, but I rested up for Michael's show.
There you go. Redbeard Treasure says, I am finally listening in and finally went outsourcing today for the first time in 2 weeks. I'm working on a new video now. So I'm glad. Hope you're feeling better, buddy. Robert was part of my gang last night for an unexpected live event that I done. Him and Gene and Noelle, farm girl Noelle. she was doing some listings and stuff, and we had another 6-hour live show. It ended about 4:00 this morning. Robert was part of that. We had a pretty good session. We looked at his store. We kind of, I wouldn't say critiqued it, but we went in and seen what kind of improvements we could do with that and stuff to help increase his sales, because he's fairly new on eBay. I think he's within his first month of selling on eBay.
So in the chats, has anybody had any good sales, any braggable sales this week, or any good picks that they went on? If you guys got anything, throw it in the chat. It's not all about us. We like to hear about you guys too. You guys are our community.
Oh, absolutely. It's not about us at all. We want to hear your all success too.
And Jennifer's dropping links all over the place, guys. So if you're not subscribed to any of these people that she's dropping links, always keep an eye out on where Jennifer is, and you'll find out everybody's links, and sometimes they YouTube or their Instagram pages as well.
Absolutely. I feel like we just left not too long ago, Robert. That's for sure. Great shows and info. She's one of the folks that has always went back to our previous episodes and watched them and commented. I noticed. She says she's learning a lot of great information. It's motivated her to get back to listening on eBay.
Oh, thank you. That's awesome.
Oh, you're welcome, Robert. You're welcome. Smash that like button if you haven't already. We both greatly appreciate that. There's the is it Mo's channel right there.
There's Fun North.
Go ahead.
I said there's Fun North. She's in here.
Oh, did she make her presence?
Yeah.
I'm going to a few estate sales tomorrow and a few yard sales this week. Well, I hope you kill it. I know you're going to be spying and looking for that perfume. What's up, Anfisa? From up there in Alaska. There's Redbeard's link right there. Go smash his subscribe button. Greatly appreciate it. Small channels, just supporting small channels. We've got to support each other.
And if anybody here, again, if you just got in, if you have any questions about any tools or anything that you see us have, or if you have any questions about anything in the background of either one of our sets, ask us.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are ashamed, like, what's that over there? Why do you use that? Don't be afraid to ask us, because we do have pretty live backgrounds. It's our workstations. So don't be afraid to ask.
Absolutely. I think Jean's here asking for Anfisa's Far North Thrift's link so she can go smash that subscribe button. So if anybody's got that link to be able to drop for Anfisa there, so Jean can do that, be greatly appreciated. Robert says, I did my first local pickup, scanning the QR code. It's so easy and fast. Sold the Moose cast iron griddle and made a good customer for future sales. That's awesome.
Nice.
That's great. Leroy, the man, the myth, and the legend. Have fun flipping, says.
Have fun.
What's up, Will?
How are you, sir? Is that Will? Oh, Will. Hi, Will. How are you, sir?
I'm gonna take it's Will. What's up, fellas? Hope Michael got some rest. Yeah, we got some rest. Got some rest and done some shipping and done some listing. So let me share what I'm so excited about. Y'all could probably see it here laying there on this table, but this is what I'm totally excited about. I want to share with y'all. This is the Dryden 2021 calendar. This is the official calendar by Dryden Products. They are engine oils and greases. They do a lot of racing and just general public. They supply a lot of oil and greases in there. And like I said, this is their 2021 calendar. It's pretty cool calendar. It features a lot of dirt track racing. It tells you all your dates and stuff. But let's go to the month of December. This is Chris Madden right there. And if you look here at the very bottom, check that out. Can you all see that?
Can't see it too good, Michael. I can see. Yeah, that's a little better.
I know it's pretty blurry, but that is my photo right there. That is going to be nationwide. That's going to be distributed to a lot of auto parts stores and everywhere Dryden is. This counter is going to be hung up. So when the month of December turns around, that's going to be my photo that everybody's going to see right there for the month of December. So I'm pretty stoked about that. They actually sent me a bunch of them just to hand out to my friends and family, just as a thank you gift, allowing them to use the photo and such. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked about that because Dryden is a major engine oil and grease company. And for me to get a photo, you only got 13 chances to get a photo published in that. And I was lucky enough to get one. So I'm pretty stoked about that.
You can send one of those my way.
Hey, I'll get you one. I saw new perfume at Goodwill the other day, but put it back on the shelf. Make sure you comp them perfumes. Comp them. Even though they might be high priced on the shelf, like, I don't know, $12, $20, but that perfume might be some old vintage, old stock or something, and you can be like Redbeard Treasures and sell it for $360.
I saw Tommy in there. Hey, Tommy, how are you, sir?
There's the link for Anfisa from up there in Alaska. Go smash that subscribe button right there. There we go. We got Matt's already on it. He's ready. He wants to know what that perfume was. We got the man, the legend himself, Tommy Bernard from the Tommy Bernard Show. That airs on Sunday nights and Tuesday nights.
And there's another night too. I don't know which night it is.
Is it? It's like Friday or something like that. I don't know. I just know it's Sunday and Tuesdays, and then there's. I'm telling you what, Tracy Parks. Do you follow her?
Yeah, her show's doing really, really good. I want to make some of her stuff.
Dude, I'm gonna have to buy me a new computer screen and a cell phone because I'm licking the screens because its food looks so good. I'm telling you.
Tommy, no comment, Tommy, please.
Dude, I'm telling you, those thumbnails is right on key. Nobody can't complain about that. Well, I thank you for Anfisa for tuning in. Hoping you got all them pictures, photographs, and you got all that stuff listed. There she goes. She smashed that subscribe button. Can Man Adventures, there's his link right there. He's just a small-time channel. I think he's got like 29, 30 subscribers. So he would greatly appreciate it if you go smash his subscribe button. He's not a reseller, but he is an adventurer. You never know what he's going to post. I've been helping him do some edits on his videos and stuff. We're having fun with it, but go there and check his channel out. Yes, sir. I'm stoked about it. There's Have Fun Flipping's YouTube channel. Go over and show them some love. And yes, she does. She does so much for the YouTube community. I don't know how she does it.
On a cell phone.
Does she do it on a cell phone?
Yes.
Dude, that is hardcore.
I always thought she was like a switchboard operator, and she had like all these different screens. And maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure she said she does it on a cell phone.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
There's Redbeards. He said the one he sold for $359.95. He paid $100 for it, but still made $200 profit approximately.
So it's quarter of, Mike.
Alrighty. Well, actually, I want to jump in. I'm going to knock my part out first.
Okay.
Because it ain't going to take long at all. Right there is the YouTube channel for Tracy's Plates. Tracy Parks, man. She has some great food. If y'all like cooking, she's took this cooking channel to another level and does a phenomenal job.
And make sure you tell your wives, your friends.
Yeah.
Tell, because it's not the same, it's not just like we're talking about reselling. They want nothing to do with reselling. This is someone that's from our community, but she's in another. She's all by herself in there. So she needs as much support as she can get. She's a little fish in a big pond in that area.
Yeah.
But she'll kill it. I mean, I know she'll kill it, but make sure you share it with your relatives or anything like that.
I've got a couple of bolos that I would just want to talk about just to bring to some people's attentions. Next time you go out to these estate sales or you go to Goodwills, thrift stores, yard sales and such, this might be something that you want to add to your list. I don't know if you're into this kind of stuff, but I want to bring to this Statler Brothers. I sold this this week. This is a pre-owned CD, as you see right here in the photos. I just opened up, took pictures in all ways there. And I bought this CD at the flea market for 50 cents. And I got $10.95 out of it with free shipping. And it's a pre-owned CD. So I always recommend Statler Brothers, any kind of vintage or older bluegrass like Ralph Stanley and stuff like that. Even though they're pre-owned CDs, those CDs still fetch some pretty good money to make it worthwhile to pick up. Especially if you buy them if you buy like 100 pre-owned CDs in a box, you could have that one jewel in there. But Statler Brothers, like I said, Ralph Stanley, and a lot of the bluegrass type CDs, they do really good for on the CD side, not even being new, meaning pre-owned. So keep an eye on that stuff. And then, like I said, I'm going to knock my segment out here really quick. Here's some others that I bought right here. This is a lot of two. I bought them separate, but I lotted them up. This is a 3-pack of Quanmatic 3 refills for the finished power balls. And then here's the dispenser, and then you get an extra cartridge right there. I bought these at Goodwill for $2 a piece, $1.99 a piece. I picked these up off the shelf, and I was able to sell these for $49.95 and plus shipping on top. So that's some things that I picked up. This is stuff that Matt over at Part-Time Pickers would pick up that he's brought to my attention. So don't if you see any kind of cleaning supplies, mouse bait, I guess you could say it, the old vintage stuff, that stuff still brings really good money. So make sure that you keep an eye out for this stuff. I had this listed. It took about 3 weeks to sell, but I turned $4, let's say $5 taxes and all for the product. And I made, $35 profit off by lotting them up. And then let's look at one more. No, what? Actually, we're going to look at two more. I've got this vintage Imperial Stetson size 58, which is 7 1/4 in size. It was brown, 10X fedora hat by John B. Stetson. Right there's the Imperial Stetson part. This hat is made in Canada. It was I bought this at Goodwill for $3.99. It was one of the buggies that they pushed out, and they had 3 fedora hats in them, so I just snatched them up really quick. And then I did some research and found that, this is worth picking up. You can tell right here, there is a small stain right there. I didn't note that. There's your size tag right there. It's 58 or 7 1/4 in size. John B. Stetson. And down here at the bottom, I can't do it with my mouse because it wants to pop up. Let me see if I actually took a picture of it. I did not. Down here in the bottom, at the front, at the bottom of your screen there, you'll see where it says 10X. That 10X means it is like a date code for when those hats are made. They make different generations like 7X, 8X, 9X, 10X. I can't answer what those mean, but we can do that in a future show. But that was a 10X, which is a older hat by anyways. And it did have a few flaws to it. It is missing a few pieces of the fur, which I did take photos of. I did not try to hide at all. I'm trying to show the band that's going around the hat right there. But it's still on auction. It sold for $69, and I shipped it out, plus shipping on top. So that was a really good auction. I started that auction off at $29.95. I figured if I can get around $35, $40, I would have been happy. Within the last 10 minutes, this auction took straight off and ended at $69. So that was a really good sale. So make sure that you keep an eye out on the Stetson hats for sure. And last but not least, will be, this is something that I would probably never picked up if it wasn't for YouTubers that I watch, be honest with you. It is this brand new steel sealed Microsoft Office from 2010 era. This is the academic version. Use only. This was brand new. Found this at Goodwill for $2.99. And for me, I'm thinking, why in the world would anybody want to buy a 2010 version of some software? Everybody is always wanting the latest and new up to date stuff. And I found it for $2.99. I was like, I threw it in the shopping cart, didn't comp it. But I have seen on some other YouTube channels that they had been successful. So I was like, you know what? If I get $30 out of this, I'll be fine. So I came home, I comped it out, and they was selling for about $109.95. And that's what I had this priced at. Somebody had actually sent me an offer on this. I'm not sure why it's not showing it, but they sent me an offer of $89.95 plus shipping on top, and I took it. I ran. So keep an eye out on the older, even the old computer software still brings good money, especially if it's brand new, still sealed. So I just want to bring that part to your attention. When I photograph this, I'm taking pictures of the front. I take a picture of the back. I take a picture of the side because I want to show that it's still sealed and brand new. I take up close pictures of the specs, system requirements. That way, it answers a lot of questions, because if not, they're going to ask you, will this run on XP or Vista or Windows 7? How many megabytes of RAM do I have to have? What about my processor? Is my processor fast enough? So by taking this picture right here, they can answer the questions themselves, and it helps out a lot. And I just do 4-corner pictures right there. So keep an eye on old computer software. So that's it for me, unless anybody's got any questions. My part there was short and sweet, right? So
we got some new people in the chat.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to get ready to scan over there. I'm trying to figure out where I left off last.
If they get a double shout, then they're special.
Absolutely. Somebody got a Vero? Did I miss that? Matt's looking for the food thumbnails of Tracy that I just mentioned. She done some kind of French toast bread. I'm telling you, it looked amazing. There we go. Red Dirt Picker. I think they actually made this last night. So, yes, sub to Tracy's plate and make the French toast casserole. My wife and I made it last night, and it was amazing. And I've never heard of it. I'm really don't want to watch it because you know me, I'm going to get hungry. It was a Elenium brand shirt that he got a Vero on. Go over there and subscribe to Red Dirt Picker right there. Give him some love. We got Matt, Jackass Retro, in here with us. What's up, buddy? Get ready to take that nap. You was on a nap this morning. Right there's Matt's channel right there. Go show him some love. good ideas. I do see clean supplies sometimes. So yeah, even though it's stuff that you probably would normally walk by, take a second, scan that barcode on the back. You sometimes will be surprised on what some of these items will fetch for. Blood, Sweat, and Sell, your AM live show. What days are you all on with you and Mo? What days are you all on?
We're on Mondays. We skip Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. So Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 9 a.m. until 11 p.m., right? And that's Eastern Standard Time.
So Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Fridays from 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
9 to 12.
Yeah, 9 to 12.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, you all do 3-hour shows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
It's a listing hangout.
So there you go. He typed it out there. I just hadn't made it to the comment section. Thought it was a tool show. Tool show's getting ready to come up. I don't know nothing about tools, so I can't do a tool show. Maybe by the time we're done here and we're about 10 episodes in, I'll know something about tools. We got DC Sales in here with us. Everybody else just saying hello and stuff. So we do have our guest for the night. He is in the back room back there. I see him just popped in there a little bit ago, and we'll have him on here a little bit later after Leroy's segment. So let me make sure that I am ready for part of his talk, I should say. All right. Again, I do want to announce we will be live next Thursday at the same time, same channel, same place. But the week after that, we will not have a show. I will be in DeLandre, which is outside Orlando, Florida. I'm flying down there that week for some dirt track racing. So we will not have a show that week. And if I wasn't at a racetrack, we would still pull it off. But I'll be busy at the racetrack taking pictures. So unless you all want to be seeing me get hit by dirt and within inches of some race cars, that might be entertaining to you. But I won't be able to. We won't be able to do a show that week.
Yeah, can we strap a GoPro to you so we can watch?
I'm actually going to be taking my GoPro Hero 9 with me and get some footage because I am going to find me Actually, I'm going to do something, add something to it. Is on my Facebook page. I'm almost to 10,000 likes on my Facebook page for Michael Boggs Photography. Once I reach 10,000 likes, I'll be able to get monetized on the Facebook side. So I'm going to start incorporating this year some video. I'm going to find me a race car driver, and I'm going to do a pre-interview with them, do some catch them working on the race cars, do some footage that way. I'm going to catch them out on the racetrack, and then at the end, we're going to catch them when they come off, and we're going to talk about the race and stuff. Try to make an episode specifically for that one racer and their sponsors and everything like that. Just something different,
That's cool. That's cool.
I'm pretty excited about it. But yeah, I'm going to take my GoPro. I'm going to see what we can do. I don't know how it's going to work out, but I'm pretty excited for it. But I'm going to talk about the history. This is just not going to be a complete history of the tools that he's talking about. I just went and randomly found one of his tools that he will be mentioning. So am I missing something in the comments?
Yeah, Tommy.
Oh, is he at it?
Let me see
before I switch over. To make right-hand turns, yeah. Actually, the cars that I take pictures of, it's funny because they do turn right.
They do.
They do turn right to make a left-hand turn
because they're drifting the corners.
Yeah, they drift them into the corner, so they crank the wheel to the right, and it brings the rear ends out, and they slide around the corners. So they do make right-hand turns, and they do it both ways. So, let's see here. Where's my page at that I'm looking for?
So I'll get started while you're looking.
Can you see this screen?
Yes.
All right. This is the J.H. Williams Tool Group, which he's going to be speaking about the Williams tools, and he's got some other brands. But I just brought this page up because I like to try to add a little bit of history into it. But here we go. Snap-on Industrial Brands. Historically, the J.H. Williams Tool Group is a division of the American hand tool manufacturer Snap-on that makes and distributes tools in the industrial markets. In addition to the Williams brand, from which it originated, the group includes Baco and CDI torque products. So if we come down here just a little bit, in 1882, James Harvey Williams, hint, that's where your Williams Tools comes in, and Matthew Diamond founded Williams and Diamond in Flushing, Queens, a drop forging business. This business was relocated to Brooklyn in 1884 and took the name J.H. Williams and Company in 1887. The company was one of the first to offer mass-produced drop forged hand tools. A second factory was opened in Buffalo, New York in 1914. Now the site of General Motors has an engine plant there at that particular site. The company was acquired by Snap-on in 1993, and it was officially renamed Snap-on Industrial Brands in 2011. So, thought that was a pretty cool piece of history right there, talking about that. And I've got another one pulled up, but we're not going to look at it.
So, okay, that's fine. So I'm going to lead into. I got some wrenches today. And guys, just so you know, you can always feel free if you find anything, feel free to hit me up on Instagram. Tommy in the chat actually messaged me and showed me a couple of things that he found. He found 3 or 4 toolboxes full of tools, and if you look chat, there was some Williams, some Pro in that box I got yesterday. And my basis today is U.S. tools. A lot of it, a lot like Crafts says, they do a lot of U.S. tools. They do, but a lot of older stuff. We have Williams, we have New Britain, Black Hawk, Fleet, and you can just tell when you look at these wrenches that they're older and they're quality made. And you'll see some Ford wrenches. So the wrenches I'm talking about, these are open-end wrenches. And you'll see some Ford wrenches. I've actually had BMW wrenches. So these here, like this one was built in, this one has USS on it. So this is, I believe this was a military issued. And it is a Williams. And you see the little diamond in the middle and the W? Sometimes you'll see some of these tools and it will not say Williams on them. You'll just see the diamond with the W. It's a Williams. Okay? A lot of guys will collect these because it's an easy way to start a collection, a cheap collection, and they're cool to look at if you have them all set up in certain ways. This one is a number 27.
Yeah, there you go. Right there.
That's a 27 there. I already have this one listed, but I thought this one was really cool because it has the USS on it. I think that's really cool. And you could just see how big the mouth is on these, just the quality in these tools. So they're very easy to see. You're not going to get a ton of money on them. Probably get about $10 each, maybe $8. But if you get a bunch of them together, lot them all together, and you can you can make $30-$40 on a box that you're going to pay $10 for. Like Tommy said, he got a couple of boxes full of them, and he could piece those out and make a couple of bucks on them. Here's another Williams. If you look at this end, it looks halfway decent. Looks like pretty clean a little bit. Well, this one this morning I was on my show. You can see the rust on that end. And this morning, Jennifer, who is in the chat right now, she had asked, well, how do you clean your tools? I'm very simple when I clean my tools. I don't like to get into it too much because it's only an $8 tool. So I have a bench. I have a bench grinder. I took off the grinding wheels, and I have a buffing pad on one side, and I have a brass wire wheel on the other side. And the brass wire brush, I can touch it with my finger, and it's not going to hurt me. It'll make you jump back, but it doesn't hurt me. I use it with no gloves. So if you look at it closely, this is the side that I cleaned, and it was literally, I mean, Jennifer will tell you in the chat, it was literally like a minute and a half it took me to just clean that up a little bit. And here's one here that's a little rusty. I didn't clean this one up yet. One of the other things I want to explain to you guys when you're looking at these tools is what people will do is they'll make it bigger because they don't have that size. So they might cut them. So this Williams here, if you look good at it, you can see where they cut it with a grinder. You can see the small areas. You can see the two small areas on the end. If you look here, there's one there, and then there's one there. Those are where they made them bigger with the grinder, so it's not the real size. You want to stay away from anything that you see like that, and in the back you can see it's really bad. So you want to stay away from that kind of a tool because they modified them for them, but your sale value is going to go down. So you got to be very, very careful when you're looking at some of them. These are one of my favorite. This is a Williams as well. You can just see just how big it is. It's just big and bulky. Has a very big mouth on it. These are a lot of people. A lot of machinists use these for a lot of different things. This one here, a lot of machinists will use for certain machines to tighten and loosen lathes and a lot of milling tools. So they won't have to go looking around. This stays right next to the bench. And this is the one that tightens certain bolts so they can move and shift certain areas of the lathe around so they can change the sizes. This is what they used to use, but they're still very sought after. This one here is a number 505, I believe. And Michael, I'm going to ask if you could pull up Williams wrenches, and we'll just go in the list and look and see highest to lowest. I hope I'm not boring you guys, but I just want you guys to keep an eye out for the U.S. made tool, the U.S. made wrenches, because you always hear about Snap-on. These you can get for pennies on a dollar. When you go to certain yard sales and stuff, they don't even know. If you put 7 or 8 of them together, you can make $30. They don't realize that. They just realize it's a bucket of rusty tools. So there you go, guys. There you got some different sizes, similar to the ones I showed you. You got $12, $35. You got, I believe that's a 4-pack on the bottom, and that's
Let me change that to Williams tools and see if that helps us.
Okay. So, yeah, good stuff. Thank you very much, Mo. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Jen. I appreciate it. Knight's Life, nice to see you. Thank you for coming in.
Here's a 30-piece Williams Snap-on right sockets that they're asking $1,200 for.
Yeah. Yep.
Check out that wrench. 3 foot long.
That's huge. Yeah, that's huge. Yep. And you'll see some of those guys and some of those big wrenches and some of the really, really big ones. They're actually worth a lot of money. and you might be like, oh, I don't want to ship them. Those are also very, very good Facebook. People will take them for yard decorations or for wall art, and they'll just put them on their wall, just for a conversation piece.
Yeah, I mean, let's look at that thing. 46 pounds.
Yep. What's the mouth size? Is it 3 inches?
Right there. There's the stamp.
Yep. And there should be another stamp on probably the back. It's a
58A.
Yep. And again, guys, a lot of these tools, these certain codes mean stuff. We don't know all the codes, but if you have to, just do a little research on what that code means. On the Snap-on stuff, they have small little shapes and half a shapes, and you're like, what? Those are all dates for.
Yeah, it's over 3 feet long, weighs 46 pounds. It's an open end wrench. One of it's 3 by 3/4 inch, and the other one's 3 by 3/8 inch.
Yep.
That's insane.
Can you go to the sold?
So comps, yeah.
Yeah, on the Williams. So, and like I said, guys, you really, really sometimes you gotta be careful with looking at the ones that are grinded or they look like they've been fixed so that people can use them for a different size.
There's a huge lot of 260 wrenches.
That's sold for $300. They're probably all US.
I think it's a mixed brand. It says Armstrong, Boney, Barcalo, and more.
Yep, those are all. And then go back to that. Click on that, please. Those are all US names as well, guys, that I didn't mention. Armstrong is another one. Barney is another one. See, that's all just a lot. I mean, you could find a toolbox, guys, of like that. This guy got $300. There's nothing special there. I'm not saying they're not special, but there's a lot of different wrenches. Like I said, they're collectibles. So you really, really have to, just put your eye out and
look at that wrench right there. That thing's funakied. Let me see if I can make that bigger for y'all.
I think it's the one in the center there.
Yeah, well,
it's a multi-wrench.
I can't get it.
Yeah, usually the multi-wrench, if it's the one I think you're looking at.
Can you see my mouse right there moving around?
No.
I'm on the right-hand side of the picture.
No, I don't see it, Mike.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that wrench is all bent up and going.
Are there more pictures on that? Nothing close up.
Oh, there we go. There's a good close-up picture.
Yeah, so the bent wrench, those are offsets. So it looks like a snake in the middle. Those are your offset wrenches. Then you see one down that actually looks like an eyelash in my eyes. It has a bunch of different slits in it. Those are all different sizes. So that's a multi-purpose wrench. In old school, what they did was they just put all different slots around it. So if they had to get to something, and sometimes you might not be able to really work with it, but you can loosen or tighten something with it.
That one there almost looks like some kind of aftermarket crescent wrench or something. There at the bottom. In the middle.
The one that looks like it has a claw?
Yeah.
One of them is there's one in the middle. It looks like a lobster claw upside down. That one there is you push it all the way in to the nut and it will get to that size again so you can tighten and loosen. A lot of times, most of it's all by hand, but if you just need that one little bit of tightening, that's what they used to do back in the day. So that, again, is a multi-purpose wrench.
Yeah, there's that wrench I was talking about. Can you see that on the right side of the screen?
I see the mouse now, yes.
Middle ways?
It looks like it has a hill in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like an offset specialty wrench. A lot of different companies will make tools for specific things, and you'll see some of these bent up and stuff like that. That's what they couldn't get to a certain area, so they heated them up. The steel was good back then. They heated them up. They bent it a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, so they can tighten or loosen something they couldn't get around a hose or something like that. Let's go back into the main page, Mike. Guys, I hope that I'm teaching you guys some stuff and you guys are interested in what I'm doing. I'm not the best at this, but I really, really enjoy doing this. Leroy, what is a 505 wrench called? It's a square mouth opening. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. Like I said, I don't know if I knew all of it. It'd be amazing. I don't know. I know a lot of on this here. I know a lot of machinists use this. There's a lot of machinists that use this for certain machines. Okay, so Mike, you got those are spanner wrenches. Those ones are 200 and they crossed it out 255.
Yeah. Those are used to take loosen caps like on fire hydrants and stuff, correct?
Yeah, and they're also used in other parts of automotive too. Certain rings and collars, like they'll put a collar on with that has screws in it, and the only way you can loosen it or tighten it is with one of those wrenches that has holes on both sides, and you just push down and it will tighten up the collar.
This is almost like a complete set because it starts at 455.
Yep.
You got 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, and it goes all the way to 64.
And it sold for how much?
It took a best offer of 225. So
we took about 175.
Yeah.
So look at this. So there are 2, 4, 6, 8. How many wrenches are there, Mike?
10.
So there's 10 wrenches there. So if he took a buck 75, I mean, I'm not great at math on the fly. But
be 1750.
1750 a piece. And somebody else is trying to build that set like that guy has right there. And they will buy it off of you on eBay so they can build that set. If you found that set, that's amazing. I've never seen 3 of them together. So that's what they'll do. They'll buy this one because they have 4 other ones, and other eBay people will buy them. And what they'll do is they'll make their own sets and then sell them on for that much money, for $100. I mean, that's easy money. You know, maybe that guy was sitting on that for a year and a half, but he made $300.
There's a couple heavy duty C clamps.
Yep. Those are Williams as well. Those look pretty big.
18 pounds.
Yep. Those are pretty big.
I guess it's like the old saying, go big or go home, right?
Yep. We got some stuff in the chat, Mike, if you want to jump in there.
Okay. Let me stop sharing and jump back over in StreamYard here, because whenever I'm sharing a page, folks, I do not see none of the comments. I just see the screen that you're all mainly seeing, and that's all I see. So let's see here. Oh, we got Knight's Life in here with us from UK.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, he's from the UK, so he's in here joining with. I don't know if he's still in here, but he did drop a comment there. Definitely not boring to me at all. I love learning about new items. I'm sure this is probably what you're talking about there a while ago that I caught.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd hang it on my wall. That thing is cool looking. I had the tank spanner they used as a film prop on the Fury tank in the Brad Pitt film when the track was blown off. The Knight's Life, he does a lot. He's got a lot of connections into the Hollywood movies.
Oh, really? That's cool.
He's got some relatives and stuff that he's worked with that's been in some pretty famous movies.
Okay, nice.
Those big wrenches are railroad wrenches.
Yeah, and I'll tell you guys, to add to Tommy's answer there, I was at a flea market this weekend, and I was going through one of my units, my storage units that I have, and I had a piece of railroad track. It was probably about 18 inches long. It was a little deeper one, not the regular size. So actually, the smaller size sometimes brings more money. So I've showed you guys the anvil. I believe I showed you guys the anvil. I've been on a lot of shows, so I'm sorry if I didn't. Um, but people will make anvils out of the railroad tracks. They cut the railroad tracks, or what they'll do with those railroad tracks, they'll just use them as an anvil to bend steel and stuff like that. So, make a long story short, I had one that I found in a dumpster at my apartment, where at least my place, and it was just on the side of the dumpster. I grabbed that with the quickness, man. I thought I was stealing it. I grabbed it. It was heavy. I put it in my van, so I brought it to the flea market this weekend, and I've looked them up. And if they're not made up as an anvil, they don't bring a ton of money. So one of the guys next to me said, "Oh, how much?" And I said, "Oh, $30. I got it for free." So sold it to him for $30. One of the other resellers comes back over to me a little later and says, "Hey, he sold that for $1.25, right?" And my heart dropped, but I did very, very good this weekend at the flea market. So I can't be greedy, and I don't mind blessing other people. If he made $100 off it, then that's awesome.
Yeah, you left a whole lot of meat left on the bone there.
Yeah, yep. And I did look it up, but it's just at the flea market, I sell everything cheaper because I get cash money. I don't have to pay fees. Yeah. I don't have to ship it. That would have been $1 million to ship. So I would have never shipped it. I would have sold it where I sold it.
Yeah, Jean says that this is very interesting to her, this show, I guess, in reference. She's learning a lot of things. Red Dirt Picker says they use a beer bottle for reference on size. That's awesome. Yeah, he's still in here with us. Nice life. He's still here with us. But, yeah, that's very interesting topics for sure.
Yeah, it's just a lot of these tools. You got Black Hawk. Black Hawk is another brand that is on the Snap-on chain. They either before or after. I know there was some Black Hawk stuff that Snap-on was making a while ago. And again, these are all U.S. made wrenches. I mean, like you just saw in that picture, maybe I'll put together 150 wrenches and sell them for $300. I didn't realize I could do that.
Yeah.
I got a nice Fleet one here. I like the old Fleet wrenches. These are really, really nice. It looks nice. The lettering pops a little bit. This would be a nice wall hanger or to make something out of. Again, you're going to find these for very, very cheap. You're going to find them for very, very cheap. And then when you get them a little rusty and you clean them up, this one's a little rusty. Nothing special. It didn't look like that guy cleaned up any of his wrenches. Sorry about the noise. Then we got another one here. And here's another name brand here.
Durochrome?
Yes, Durochrome. So again, guys, this is just something that, I could do this every day with all the stuff that I have, but every time I'll bring someone else up. I'm not trying to bore you guys. I appreciate you guys hanging in and just listening to me ramble. I don't know what's going faster, my mouth or my hands, but they both try to keep up with each other.
Leroy, when you are at a pick, what is the unicorn tool that would make your day?
I need to find another baby Wilton. We've talked about, me and Mike talked about those before. And I like again, I always pull it up, but I like these guys. And there's another one that has it has adjustable wrench on one side and adjustable wrench on the other side. Those and I love hammers. I'm a hammer guy, so I like all different kinds of metal hammers, brass hammers, lead hammers, ball peen hammers, auto body hammers. You can go on and on, just hammers. There's one hammer that I'm looking for. Mike, can you pull this up real quick? Put in vintage hammers and then type in double claw. I don't know if we're going to find it.
Let me go back to StreamYard and so I can stream.
So yeah, that's one of my favorites is hammers. Let me see there what you got. Okay. Oh, there it is. There it is. So that's what I'm looking for. See that 180 double claw? That's my that, and I won't sell that. When I find one of those, I will not sell that. I promise you. It's nothing simple, guys. It's nothing special. It looks dumb if you ask me, but it's just an old vintage double clawed hammer. It actually looks like somebody put it together like that.
That is wicked looking.
Yeah. Yep. And if you that's the high end ones. There's some that are a little cheaper, but I still haven't found one of those. Look at that. That's so cool. That is so cool.
What would be the purpose to have a double claw hammer?
I don't know what I to be honest with you, I don't know the history on it. There's one that I had. It had a long neck. It looked like it had a big long neck on it, like a snake or something. And that one's electrician hammer. The long neck one's electrician hammers. Yo, there's a bunch of them on there, huh?
Yes, sold.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say a bunch.
Not a bunch. There's a few though, and they're all
5 sold.
Yeah.
See if there's any active.
They'll be active. They'll be about $200. Oh, we're not inactive.
There's just a head.
Yep, 130. They're asking. It looks like the teeth are broken out too. That's it. Just one. So that's the bolo of the day, guys. If you see a double clawed hammer, first of all, don't sell it without telling me first. Just let me see it. Just send me a picture or something. Let's see what we got in the chat. Yeah, so that's it, Mike. Then we got a couple questions in the chat. And we have somebody in the back, guys. So I don't want to take all the time away from that gentleman that's been patiently waiting. Thank you so much for waiting in the back to be a guest on the show. So, Mike, we'll just finish up in the chats, and I'm done with the wrenches as long as you guys are done. If anybody has any other questions, please feel free to message me on Instagram.
Okay, let me run through the comments here. We got Far North. She's listening and listening. If I might, let me say that the last time, I wouldn't say it's the last show, but one of my shows that I done, she was active in the comment side, and I believe she sold like 13 items in about 2 hours. It was insane. She just kept going cha-ching and cha-ching. I mean, it was crazy the sales that she was making that time. Red Dirt says that he's seen those look like an ice pick.
Yeah, I've seen those too. Those are the ones, the hammers that look like an ice pick are they're actually tin for a tin. Well, there could be different ones, but the ones I always see, they're made by East Wing, and some of them are for climbing and for stuff like that, and the other one is for a tinsmith.
Yeah. Matt says that he's going to be looking out for one, and he's going to try his best to hook you up. I work on old VWs, so always grab 8 and 10 millimeter wrenches. That he loses them faster than he finds them, he says. And Matt says when he finds one, he is going to give it to you. Michael Myers should switch to that. And yeah, that was a crazy night. But like I said, we do have a guest in the back room. He has been patiently sitting back here waiting for about 20, 30 minutes, just hanging out. Looks like he's been chilling. I know he's got his mouth might be still a little sore because he went and had a tooth pulled, I think, yesterday and stuff. So he's been very active in a lot of people shows, and he's been making his rounds, I should say. He's got several good shout outs over the past month or so from other YouTubers, and he's been growing very fast and rapidly. He is kind of new to the live streaming side. He's been live 2 or 3 times himself, getting some testing, testing the waters and stuff, but he is here with us tonight. And without any further ado, let me welcome you, Travis from Bartermania.
Cheers. What's going on, guys?
How are you, Travis?
How are you, sir?
Oh, man. Want to say thanks, LeRoy, Mike. Let me join your show. Shoot the shit a little bit. I was admiring, and pardon my French, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I was learning about the tool situation, man. I like, it's one of my chapters that I don't like necessarily touch. And I was going to try to make a comment on this StreamYard, but I don't know. I haven't got StreamYard figured out.
Yeah.
If I keep drinking enough of these beers, I'll see one of those double hammers in about 10 minutes.
I heard that. But I guess, we got 16 people in here watching with us and stuff. So maybe there's one out of these 16 people that might not know you or who you are. So kind of introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from, what you sell, and what platforms.
Man. I've been kind of those old school, and some of the people that saw any of my channel videos prior, I was one of the old school, like Craigslist, like Hunter. Like I was on Craigslist nonstop, starting like back in 2005. And I had a regular job, so I wasn't doing it like full time or anything. I was just literally doing it as a side hustle, and because it was fun to see what you can find for hardly anything or for free or whatever, and turning into something that you actually wanted or you can make a lot of cash on. So I had a lot of fun doing it, and I actually, that's what got my feet wet. I ended up getting on Fox News and all that type of stuff, doing a story on me, and so I kind of always had that in my blood, and so I never gave up on it, but I kind of had like a plush job where I didn't want to necessarily give up the security of all that and didn't want to take the plunge. But now I have my own business where I kind of call my own shots and I can do it whatever I want. So that's why I kind of I started watching live chats such as y'all's and like Lonnie's and Tanya Thrifty Treasures. I see that she's here. Hey, Tanya. Justin at RVA Flips, all these guys. And I'm like, wait a second. They're just like me. I love it. I'm going to start joining the community, start getting my feet wet, start going to sales, start, getting everything going again. And sure enough, that's what led me to, doing what I'm doing right now. And I know I'm new to the YouTube side of things. I'll get better with my channel, but everything's growing. I'm pretty excited about it.
How many active subscribers do you have on your channel? Last time I looked, you crossed over the 500 mark.
Yeah, I'm at 540, 542. Nothing too crazy. I mean, I'm not going to brag about anything. But, it's been growing steadily. And I like to think that some of my latest videos are giving people a heads up on some really good like bolo items that they'll get for hardly anything and flip for a quick 50, 100 bucks. I'm trying to make that as one of my must-haves on every video is something that will educate the viewer to know, because education's key, right? If you don't, that's we're all here for, is to learn off of everybody else and to contribute in some way, So if everybody can learn something, even if it's just one little thing off of my video, to keep their eyes up when they go to that estate sale that nobody else knew, education, you make the money they don't because you happen to know what to look for.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the reason why I done earlier in the episode. I done the bolos that I sold within the last week. I just went through and handpicked. And, it's common items that normally a lot of us would just walk by not thinking nothing of. Who would ever think that, you could sell the dishwashing stuff for $49.95 that you can pick up at these estate sales and yard sales? I'm not saying you're going to find them at every one of them, but, that's a lot of times that we would walk by them, and now you're aware of them that, hey, maybe I should pick these up because, Mike, he sold some for $49.95 plus shipping on top. Or, you might see a stack of hats over there and you start fiddling through them and you'll find that Stetson there and such. So.
Exactly. Another bolo would be on that Stetson, the vintage Stetson cologne. That's a good one too.
Yeah, absolutely. You're welcome. Is it Tanya? Is that right? I'm horrible with names. Is it
Oh
Tanya?
man, you better learn Tanya real quick. She's like
Yeah.
royalty. She's like Lonnie's secondhand person.
Okay, but no, it's an honor to have Travis on here. He's a great guy. He actually reached out to me earlier in the a few months ago and asked me what my mailing address was. It was right before Christmas, and he had sent me my Lucky Charm and he sent me some stickers and stuff. I've got that hanging on my wall. And then ever since, we've kept in communication. Great guy. I'm glad he jumped on here to be with us. Like I tell everybody, if you love to be on our show as a guest speaker, make sure you contact myself or LeRoy, and we will get you booked. We don't have nobody booked for next week, so first come, first serve. So reach out to me on Instagram at East Kentucky Picker and shoot me a message if you would like to be a guest on our show.
And if you guys, if you guys, if you do something, if you're into something and you sell something that a lot of people don't know about, there was a lady on my morning show today that was talking about flatware. I know nothing about flatware. I'm stuck to the screen like this watching because I was excited. She said they only sell for like $8 a piece, but I never even thought about flatware. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm going to go sell flatware. I love tools, but just to see some of you guys and what you sell, that brings stuff, attention to everybody in the chat and everybody who comes back and watches again. So even if it's not about tools, guys, and you want to come in and just tell us, 15 minutes about your niche and what you sell, we'd love to have you.
Absolutely. Couldn't say it better myself. Thanks, Nightlife. Thanks for tuning in. I know it's late over with you all, so get you a good night's rest, and you can always wake up tomorrow and watch the rest of this video once it gets uploaded. There's Barter Mania's link there. So go over there and show him some love. Smash that subscribe button. He would greatly appreciate that. And I'm not going to forget your name now because that is my sister's name. So I shouldn't have no trouble remembering that one.
I'll forget.
And there's Thrifty Treasures. There's Tanya's YouTube page. I'm Facebook because I've got Facebook pulled up right here because I got some things working in the background for some dirt track racing stuff. But there's her. Smash her subscribe button. She would greatly appreciate it there. So, Travis, you're down in Texas. Is that correct?
I am. I'm in the Houston, NASA area. Pretty much, garage sales nonstop all year long. Pretty good situation as far as estate sales. So yeah, it's full year round. I don't think there's any stopping me as far as people that are stuck in the snow trying to figure out how to source. And
you're not struggling like somebody like me with 2 inches of snow on the ground trying to figure out where he's going to source that next.
Yep, you're stuck with Goodwills and at their mercy on if they're cherry picking items before they put it out on the floor, man.
Yeah, absolutely. How many active listings do you currently have on eBay?
Oh man, that's the dreadful question. I've been organizing, and then I'm sure you knew about my teeth situation. I just got a tooth pulled yesterday, but I was in pain, so that slowed me down. I currently have I want to say 130 listings, but I need to get it up to like 500 minimum. I have so much crap, it's ridiculous. I just got to list it. Time is my enemy right now.
Absolutely understand. And what's your sell-through ratio kind of right now?
Man, I didn't come prepared with that answer, but I know it's pretty good.
Okay.
I know when I get and I start like relisting and like I'll cancel listing and rehash it, I immediately get sales. It's just something that I need to go through my store and like the ones that are like a few months old. If I just, cancel the listing and then re-up it and then maybe lower the price by $5 or whatever, it doesn't matter. I'll see a whole new wave of like 10, purchases that 2 or 3 days.
Gotcha. You got a question or anything, LeRoy?
I do. Like he said about Goodwill, Travis, they picked through a lot of stuff, but they missed one yesterday because I went to Goodwill bins. I don't know if you watch my Instagram, and I found this giant 5-person like a towing like a tube for skiing.
Yeah,
it's a hot dog.
That sounds fun.
It's a giant hot dog, and it was at the bins, and it was right on the top. and everybody walked by it. It was 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I looked at it. I researched it. They sell for $400 brand new, and it goes by the weight at the bins. So I said, what I'll do is I'll go see how much it weighs. I just checked it first. I checked it really good because it's inflated. You got to inflate it, you know. So I'm like, is there any holes in it before I buy it? I don't want to waste. You know, it's going to cost me $25. It was heavy. It was, so I paid $28 for it, and I listed it for $210. I didn't sell it yet, but you know, like you said, the cherry pick stuff, but you can always find something. You gotta try.
Especially the ones that aren't simple, where you have to actually type in when you do the search instead of scanning the barcode. Because I'm convinced, and I've been told by a couple Goodwill locations and employees that they have someone in the back that's got a heads up on some shit, and they're not stupid. It's their job to make as much money for the store, yada yada. But if they're not, time is of essence. They can't sit around for 30 minutes trying to figure out, hey, is this a gem or not? Yeah. If it's not, if they think it might be worth something, then they'll put like $10 on it instead of $5 or whatever. But they don't have the time. They got to keep pushing it. That's their method of operation, going through and keep the cycle going.
Yeah, that's the thing about Goodwill. And I guess I could say we're very thankful that I don't know if they're aware of it or not, but if they don't know what it is and if it's not easy and accessible for them to scan a barcode, they can't find the price. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm very thankful, and I'm sure everybody else is, that they haven't discovered Google Lens yet.
Yeah, that's probably a good point. Like you saw the game that was in a video of mine recently where the comps are at $200. But the reason why they didn't price it up high, they were listing it for $2.99 on the freaking shelf because there was no barcode. Yeah. There's no barcode because it's vintage. And sure enough, all you had to do was type it in, spend 10 seconds typing it in on the freaking, eBay comp type in or whatever. And sure enough, boom, it was quicker than shit. And it was worth 200 plus on the comps.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy so my next question would be is, if you had, I guess, one category that you could sell into and that's all you could sell, what category would that be?
It would definitely be vintage, because you can't go out and buy it at a store anymore. Something that, because there's people that have nostalgia of anything that they grew up with or used to have or whatever. So anything vintage, it would have to be something vintage. That's the first major category. And then I would isolate that down. I don't know if I would focus on electronics, because you got so many that, get returned for bullshit reasons. Like people that will have one that's broke, and then they'll order it from you, and then they'll swap it and say it didn't work because it arrived broken. Like I would avoid that scam. So yeah. I'm thinking like lately I've had a lot of luck with vintage vinyl and vintage T-shirts.
Really?
Yep.
I tell you, when it comes to vintage, I believe I would, T-shirts is great and everything, but I would have to lean towards vintage toys.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Because I don't, the lack of getting returns back on that is the odds is not, you're not going to be getting a lot of returns back for the toys itself because not working and stuff. But toys, we all growed up with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers and Smurfs and Sesame Street and stuff like that. And we want, as a father of two boys, I'll look back and I remember watching the Flintstones and stuff that they're not even aware of, because today's times they've got Peppa Pig and all these goofy TV shows that I can't stand to watch. And for me, I would like to show them what I came through and go buy the vintage toys like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Fred Flintstones and the Smurfs and stuff, and get them introduced to what I think's cool.
Yeah, I hear that. I'm doubled down, except Peppa the Pig. Like there's still a good sell-through rate on that too.
Oh,
I hate to say it.
I know it. The Peppa the Pig stuff is ridiculous. It's almost one of them things that you can go to Walmart and buy it off the shelf and make money off of it because of the demand. And especially with us going through the pandemic and people don't want to go to the stores and stuff, They don't care to pay a few extra dollars for that item just to get it shipped to their door.
Yep. And I was curious, where did you go to your Walmart? You just started scanning. I got the app now. I missed the I guess the chance to go get some video games. You think it's over?
No, I think there's still some. Bobby, the cap guy over at the Cap Guy and JT, he actually went out, I believe it was Tuesday or Wednesday, and he scored a bunch of video games. But I started Saturday. I had some friend message me on Instagram and say, hey, I found this on BrickSeek, which is an app that shows clearance items through Walmart and Lowe's and such. So I went to my BrickSeek and I seen, lo and behold, there is video games that was 3 cents. There was some for $1 and there was some for $5 that they were just clearancing out. So I told Candyman Adventures, me and him went on a retail arbitrage there, and I was like, let's do this. And so we went to a bin store. We spent a few hours there. Then we made our way into about 4 Goodwills. And on our way back, we went to some Walmarts. And that's where we started our adventure. So when you go to Walmart, you get the app. You will open it up. Let me find it in my 500 apps I have here. So what you'll bring up the Walmart app right there, and you'll go to shopwalmart.com. It'll come up to this screen like so. So,
thanks, Travis. Get them away.
So if you're at a Walmart, this will automatically, if you have your locations turned on your cell phone, it will automatically detect what Walmart you're at. So I was at a particular Walmart, and it automatically works. So you basically go in there, you go up to the upper left-hand part right there. It's got like a barcode scanner. You'll hit it, then you'll just scan the game. Like so, I'm using this FIFA 20. It'll come up online. It says it's $59.99. That's online. But
don't tell me that was a 3-cent game.
That's a Walmart.com. That's if you go to Walmart.com, you're going to pay $59.99 for that game. Man. But over here, if you're at a store, you hit in the store price. You'll switch over, and this will show you the price that's in that store. This game right here was on the shelf for $39.96. There was a price label directly below it that said $39.96. Okay?
Uh-huh.
When I scanned it in the store, it came up $3.
No shit. Wow.
That's what they call a hidden clearance. It was an item. It was an item on the shelf that the Walmart employees did not put on clearance yet. So if you look at the sticker, it says $39.96, but by scanning it in store, it came up $3. And I did purchase games for as cheap as 3 cents.
I guess my question is, how often does this come about where they do purges like this for 3 cents, $1, or whatever on items?
About this time every year.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's like almost the same thing that happened with the cosmetics with Lonnie and Justin, where they hit up and went around and they cleaned out all the cosmetic sections for pennies on the dollar, and they're rolling in money just on freaking Clinique and Clairol and all that.
But that's a franchise that officially filed bankrupt and they were closing the doors.
Okay.
This is a product that sits on the shelf at Walmart, at one of the leading retail stores in America, that they just classify as a hidden clearance item that the employees just hasn't reduced. It was still sitting in the big, nice, fancy electronics showcase and stuff. And you just take your phone and hold it up against the glass, and it will pick up that barcode and it will tell you. And then you don't say nothing. You just tell employees. You go to the employee and say, "Oh, I like to if let's say they had 6 of these, you'll just tell them, say, I like to buy all 6 copies." They'll look at you like you're crazy. Like, you want all 6? Yeah, I'm buying them for Christmas presents, or I've got a bunch of grandkids, or I've got a friends that I'm donating them to my local soccer club or whatever. You don't want to tell them what you're doing. So when they go through and scan them and they don't pay attention until the end, and they tell you that if you got like we went to a Walmart and we had 9 games and it rung up 29 cents, and you get their facial expression, they're like,
they figure it out quick.
I just scanned 9 of these games for 29 cents. What is going on? And then you tell them, hurry up and pay them the money, and then they'd be like, hey, that's just a hidden clearance. They're clearanced out, and you just they was on the shelf for that. Okay, and out the door you go.
But how do you know to look? How do you know it's a hidden clearance? You're going to scan everything until you find one.
I tell you what I do. I tell you what I told James, his name's James, Can Man Adventures. I told him, okay, this is going to be this is how we're going to roll. We're going to walk to electronics, cool, calm, and collective. We're going to have our phones out. The first thing we scan is games that's already clearanced. If it got a clearance sticker on, you know how they normally have a yellow clearance sticker. That's the first games we're going to scan. Then they have stickers that says rollback. They might be in $49.93 and they're on sale for $44.93. That's the second games that we scan. Then the third games is we just go through and pick out random games. You're not going to buy no brand new Call of Duty Modern Warfare that just came out 2 weeks. They're not going to be on clearance, so you're wasting your time. Does that make sense? Yeah. You're hitting these games like this is FIFA 20. This has been out since 1st of 2020, pretty much. So we knew it's been on the shelf for a long time. And we scanned it up. Lo and behold, it was $3. And we bought NHL 20 hockey games for the PS4 for 3 cents a piece.
And what is that? That's the Walmart app?
Walmart, just your regular Walmart app. And the key thing to remember that I can focus on and tell everybody, the most important part is if you're in a store and you scan games, you leave that store and go to another store, verify that you're on the correct Walmart store on your phone. Make sure you go in there and manually change it from one location to another, unless it automatically picked it up when you walk through the doors. Not all the times your phone's going to switch over from store A and go to store B, because when you go to store B, it's still going to be on store A. So make sure you click at store and verify that you're on store B instead of store A. That's the most crucial point that I can emphasize right there. And let me also say it's not only video games, which I love selling video games. I seen over the weekend that they had brand new 7.5 feet, I think it was trampolines. That was $129. They was selling them for $34. They was selling Paw Patrol dog houses. It was normally $78. There was stores that had them for $19. There was basketball goals that was $300, and it was clearancing them out at $78 a piece.
Because their inventory is coming up soon.
Yeah, and that's the reason why they are pushing this old stuff out, is to get to move them on.
Yep.
You think it's about shelf space, I guess, and it's just about pushing new inventory in. They don't have a choice.
Yeah. Video games, the video games I found was FIFA 20, NHL 20, Lego Harry Potter for 360. I found Zelda for 3DS. Super Mario Brothers 2 for 3DS, Super Smash Brothers for 3DS, Shakro, there was a Tom Clancy. I ended up buying about 50 games that day out of, I think, like 6 Walmarts. But don't get me wrong, just because you go to a Walmart means they're going to have it. There was 2 Walmarts we walked into that we got down on the floor scanning games, and we could not find that hidden clearance. Any of those
Someone
stores.
beat you to it, man.
Yeah, and I went to a Walmart Monday to check it, and it was already gone. I mean, I scratched and digged. I was looking for those games I bought. I didn't see none of them on the shelf. Didn't make sense to me at all. Reason why they wasn't there, because I knew nobody was in that area that was familiar with what was going on. I managed to find one game, and it was this game right here.
Thanks, Travis.
Oh man, the plan worked, right?
Yeah, I found this game right here. This Tom Clancy. It was a Walmart bundle, $30 on the shelf. I got it for $5. It's 2 Xbox One games. I got it for $5. I walk up to the cash register with it, and he scans up $5. He said, "Huh, I guess she didn't get them all right." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" I see that she didn't buy all the hidden clearance items. I'm like, "I guess not." And he points directly to a Walmart worker.
Oh, really?
That was a cashier. She discovered it when she was going through and doing the rollbacks and clearancing out games. She discovered the games. She did not mark them down. She waited until she clocked out, went and bought every one of them. And she missed that game right there. After she
letting it happen. Wow,
yeah.
Goodwill's catching that and not letting their employees do it, but Walmart's still letting it happen at certain locations then.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's it right there. BrickSeek. That's the website that you can sign up for. It is awesome thing to use.
So Mike, I'm on the Walmart site. You got me on it. I'm leaving. I'm going to Walmart. Anyway, what now I'm on the home page. Where am I going?
Upper right hand corner. You see that barcode scanner?
Yes.
And you hit that.
And then okay.
You just scan your barcodes. But once your barcode comes up, make sure that you switch from Walmart online store and you switch to the store that you're at.
Okay.
And that's all you got to do. And most of the games you scan, like they'll be on clearance for $19.93. Most of the games will still be $19.93, but you will find them hidden gems where they are still clearanced out.
You know, I'm not going to look for video games, right?
Well, I mean, I look for everything now. What else did we buy? We bought video games. We bought some toys. I hit the printer ink aisle pretty hard. I couldn't find nothing there either. Ross and Marshalls will have their clearances soon too. So yeah.
It's okay. Somebody said they're upset because they missed the beginning of the stream. That's okay. That's why we try to keep it at an hour and a half, so it's not too long, but it's long enough where we both can explain a little bit about the items. So just go back and watch it.
Yeah, absolutely. Once this uploads back again, in a few hours, you can come back and watch the whole show again. I do want to emphasize on this right here. Matt says also, if you're inside the store and open the app, it will by default show you the in-store price. That's not correct for me or Can Man. There was instances where we was scanning games and we was looking. Look, we was in South Point and we moved to Ashland. It was still showing us South Point prices, even though we was in an Ashland store. So you have to be careful, and you got to verify that you're on the correct store when you change locations. I can't emphasize that enough, because I was scanning and I'm like, well, that's weird. And I look and I caught myself after about 3 or 4 games in, I was still in the South Point store, even though I was in an Ashland store. So I had to manually go in there and change my location to that store I was at. So make sure that you will verify that you're in the correct store when you open that app up.
And what time do you usually get up in the morning, Mike?
It varies.
Okay, guys. So just be there when they open up in the morning so you can be there before him.
Yeah.
Scan everything. He said the Ashland store, and which other store was it, Mike?
Let's see. I got Moorhead, Ashland. There's 2 Walmarts in Ashland. Then I go to South Point. Then I go to Walmart in Huntington. And then there's 5th Street exit and Barbersville.
And then you hit the one up in the Bronx, right? Yeah.
Then I go on up in the Bronx. You know, it's going what kind of time of day frame is. But yeah, the first store we went to is when I had my very first issue. You know, I had that angry Karen as a manager. And man, she was so mad because I was buying that game for 3 cents.
Mike, I will pay you. I will literally give you money if you go back to that store when she is working and you literally hand her a video game and say, I will like to buy this for 3 cents. I will pay you money to do that.
She would probably smack me. I'm not exaggerating one bit. If Can Man was still in here, I don't know if he is or not, I would bring him on as a guest, and he will tell you the exact. I'm telling you 100% what that story. I mean, she was just so mad because I was buying that 3-cent game, but she was so crazy and she was so mind washed over this 3-cent game. She didn't even pay attention that I was buying a $30 game off her shelf for $5, at a better price. She was so sidetracked over this 3-cent game.
I just really
maybe it was a situation where she has a girlfriend or somebody that was part of the gig where she was going to let them know about a 3-cent pickup, and she was pissed that you got it instead of her girlfriend or something.
There's no doubt about it. There is no doubt about it. You know as well as I do, these retail stores and these thrift stores, they do a lot of shady stuff. And especially, what's the hottest topic that's going right now in retail side of marketing? What's the hottest product you can buy right now? Can anybody give me that answer? For you to walk into a retail store, what is everybody after right now?
Well, it used to be toilet paper, right?
Yeah. Well, true that. Yeah.
Sanitizer. Now,
Drop
I don't know.
A comment. Let's see if we can get somebody to hit this answer correct. Drop a comment if y'all know what the hottest product is hitting Walmart shelves right now that everybody's fighting over. But while we're waiting on that, Candace here, she says that she was scanning a Walmart clearance in store. And let me pause right there. Also go to your clearance sections. Walmart has these clearance sections. Don't be afraid to scan them items there because they're also going to be reduced as well most of the times. But she came across a Homedics shiatsu heat massager just sitting there, lovely with no tag, signer, etc. She scanned it and it was $2.98 and it retails for $39.98. But yeah. Candace, you are correct right here on that part, but I'm going to hit this part right here. Sports cards. Walmart, usually on Thursdays, they stock the sports card like your basketball, football cards. You can buy these blaster boxes for like $19.98, or you can buy a mega box for $39 and $49 a piece of basketball because everybody's on the hunt for Zion Williamson, or there's a few other players I just went blanked on. And on football, they're looking for Joe Burrow or Ty Grant, which is quarterbacks. You can buy these blaster boxes for $19.98 and you can flip them all day long for $50 plus. You can buy these $39 and $49 mega boxes and get $100+ out of them. There is people that's behind the scenes taking them out the back door. They don't even make them to the shelves in my area.
What?
They buy them before they even get to the shelves. If they do make it to the shelf, it's only one box of this product, 2 boxes of this product, 1 box of this product. And it's got so violent, people buying these products and fighting over them, that they have to take these products to the customer service desk now, and you're only allowed 1 box per product. That's how violent that it's gotten right now over sports cards.
Wow. You think
and that's when Lonnie bought that storage unit of ball cards there last week or two. And he did. I was so tempted. He listed these basketball cards, 2020 in draft picks basketball cards. He sold them for exactly what they retailed for on the shelf. I had them in my shopping cart, and I wished I would have bought every one of them because I know I could have doubled my money.
They sold out within, 2 days? Something like that?
Those cards sold out in 24 hours, yeah.
Shit.
They sold out in 24 hours.
Mike, you want to be mindful for the people going back to watch again. It's 5 past.
Yeah, we can. Let me have fun flipping. I was going to guess deodorant because of all the exercising New Year's resolutions. But yeah, also PS5 is crazy right now, but there's nothing no hotter right now than sports cards and Pokemon cards. Insane. But well, we usually try to keep it.
Travis, don't leave, okay?
Yeah, don't leave. Once we exit, don't leave.
Okay, I just stay still. I drink my beer and just hold on.
Yeah, you just hang on. Just hang out when I'll end the broadcast and we'll explain that. But we got 18 viewers in here with us. You know, we like to try to keep this show about an hour and a half. That way it's not so long for rewatchers to watch. You know, it's about the appropriate time. But again, thanks everybody for tuning in. I know we had two big honchos that went live on us right there, right about when we did, and they pulled about 800. But we're thankful for the people that did come in here and spend their evening with us. We hope that you learned something. And by the way, before I forget, Leroy, you mentioned earlier, and you said BMW. Is that correct?
Yes. Before
I forget, I bought me a new pair of shoes to do my photography in. You know, because I'm at a dirt track race, so there's instances that you got to maneuver really fast to get out of the way or something like that. So I bought me a new pair of Pumas. These are motorsport shoes, but they are special shoes. You know why? They're BMW.
I wouldn't use those.
So I should be able to move pretty fast, right? But I wanted to throw that in for some giggles right there. But yeah, I bought me a new pair of shoes. They will not be black and white within the first 30 minutes of me getting to a dirt track race because they will be brown and stained and muddy, and they will not look that way in 30 minutes. But yeah, I appreciate everybody's support. I mean, this is just our third episode doing this. And if y'all have any comments or feedbacks that you want to relate back to me or Leroy for future episodes, our ears are wide open. Feel free to shoot us a message on Instagram. You know, if you have some tips for us, we'll be glad to. Our ears are open. We're just trying to grow. And, you know, we have fun doing this. We're tickled to death that we have, you know, we talked about on the pre-show, we had like 20 people that we was able to pull in here by ourselves, and we was tickled to death over that. But again, we'll have a show next Thursday right here on East Kentucky Pickers channel, and it'll be 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. But the week after that, we will not have a show. But we will be back the week after that. But again, thank you all so much for tuning in and being with us. And, you know, for my closing remarks for today is, you know, it might not be too late. Go to Walmart, scan your clearance items, scan your rollback items, spend you a few hours. It takes some time to find them hidden clearance items, but, you know, there might be clearance items that shows $100 on the sticker price, but when you scan it, it could be $10. So don't be afraid. Pull out your phone, go to Walmart, open the app up, make sure you're at the correct store and scan it, because you could find that bolo item that you can flip as a retail arbitrage. And everybody be safe and have fun. And the key to consistency, and this is one of the biggest questions I get asked, is how can I make more sales? For me, my only tip I can share for you is consistently list. If you don't list your items and they sit in your death pile, it's pretty hard to make money selling items in your death pile when they're not listed. So consistently list, make you 5 or 10 listings a day or whatever. And if you ain't got time to do that, go into your eBay, delist 5 or 6 of your items and just sell similar and do it that way. Stuff that doesn't have no attention. But other than that, appreciate y'all. I will shut up and I will turn the floor over to Leroy.
I'm actually going to let Travis go.
Okay. Go ahead, Travis.
The closing remarks. So any plugs you want to give or anything like that, sir?
I think he might be froze on us.
Oh, no. Yeah. I think
there he is.
I don't know what happened. It just kind of froze on me and like blacked out.
No, well, do you have any closing remarks that you would like to share or anything you want to say?
This was officially my first live ever joining another person's channel. So I appreciate the opportunity and y'all's invite. Leroy, Mike, it's been a pleasure. Anybody that's watching, I think that it's all about education. all three of us, I think that we put a lot of things out there on our channel that is educational and lets people be aware of things that they can make money on, which is all part of why we're here. Like, we want to help the community, make money, support their, their families, give them a life where they can make extra money during tough times, and run around with track shoes by Puma and BMW.
So I see Mogo. Those asking if it's BMW diesel.
And my closing remarks is thank you guys. Thank you for listening. We really appreciate how much this has grown in the last 3 weeks. And people in other chats, I'm in other chats, and I hear you guys talking about it. And that means a lot to Mike and I. So I'm going to make it short and sweet. Thank you guys very much. We'll see you guys next week at 6:30 on Thursday. And please be safe out there.
All right. Thanks, everybody.